Okay. We are going to go over tonight's homework together because it is review for a test. We're going to do a little bit of everything we've been doing this unit. Starting with number 9, it wants you to write the number in standard form. So remember, to make this easy, we identify our place values. So we have a 2 in the ones place. We have a 3 in the tens place, a 4 in the hundreds place, and a 7 in the thousands place, and a 6 in the millions place. So let's begin, and we'll put 2 in our ones, 3 in our tens, 4 in our hundreds, 7 in our thousands. We don't have anything in 10,000s or 100,000s, and then we have our 6 in our millions, and that is that number written in standard form. Now our next one, they are using powers of 10. So we remember that our base number is 10, our exponent is 3 on this one right here. So the exponent is how many times the base number is multiplied by itself. So this would be 10 times 10 times 10, which is 100. This one, 10 to the 4th power, is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which is 10,000. Sorry, my dogs are playing. So you will notice, whatever the number the exponent is, that's how many zeros you're going to have in your product. So if it was 10 to the 5th power, you don't need to multiply out 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Just write your 1 and 5 zeros. All right. So knowing that, let's go back and write this problem in standard form, or this number. So this is 3 times 1,000 plus 5 times 10,000. So we don't have anything in the ones, we don't have anything in the tens, we don't have anything in the hundreds. We have a 3 in the thousands and a 5 in the 10,000s. So this number written in standard form is 53,000. Now they try to throw you off a little bit by putting the bigger number after, but remember, when you are using the commutative property of addition, it doesn't matter which one comes first. When you add them together, you're still going to get that answer. And to help you understand that, you can go ahead and add them. So you would have 3,000 plus 50,000 is that number right there. All right. Now remember, when we're using fractions, that means that number is behind a decimal point. So let's pick out our place values. We have a 1 and we have a 1,000th. So we know this 5 is going to be in the ones place. And then there's going to be a decimal because the fractions are after the decimal. So we need to go to the 1,000ths place. So we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Well, this 7 needs to be here because that's in the thousands place. We do not have a digit to put in our hundredths and tenths, so we put zeros there. So our answer is 5 and 7 thousandths. Let's take a look at the next one. Let's identify our place values. We have a ones place, we have a tenths place, a hundredths place, and a thousandths place. So I'm going to erase this just to give me some more room. So we're going to put 2 in our ones. We're going to have our decimal. We have a tenths place, we have a hundredths place, and we have a thousandths place. So now we just fill them in. The 4 goes in the tenths place, the 6 goes in the hundredths place, and the 8 goes in the thousandths place. So our number is 2 and 468 thousandths. Moving on to the next section. Remember, we're always reading the directions. Write each decimal as a fraction and each fraction as a decimal. Okay, so on the top, 13, 14, and 15, we're going to write that as a fraction. So remember, identify your place value. We go all the way to the thousandths place. So when you make that a fraction, that's the number that goes on bottom. And then your numerator is going to be your digits. 44 1,000ths. 44 out of 1,000. Now remember, the place value is the denominator and the digit itself is the numerator. So right here we go to the tenths place. So that means denominator is 10, numerator is 3. We have a 3 in the tenths place. Tenths, hundredths. So what goes on bottom? You guessed it, 100. 87 goes on top. Now here on 16, 17, 18, we're doing the opposite. So we're going to write a 0 in the ones place, our decimal, and we need to go all the way to the thousandths place. So that means let's draw our placeholders, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. We have one digit. Well, we know it has to go at least all the way to the thousandths. So you're going to put your 4 there. And then you're going to fill these in with zeros. And that is 4 thousandths. 0 in the ones place, decimal. Here's our place value. We go all the way to the hundredths. So that's tens, hundredths. We have 2 digits in 2 places, so we can just fill that right in. 57 hundredths. Number 18. We don't have any ones. 0 in the ones place, decimal. We go to the tenths place. So that's 1 place value, 1 digit, fills right in, 3 tenths, 3 tenths. Our next section, compare. Compare the decimals using less than, greater than, or equal to. When we are comparing decimals, you compare when you're comparing decimals, you compare like place values. So on a separate sheet of paper, let's see if I can add a blank page here. You need to line both of these numbers up according to their place value. So it's 3 and 493 thousandths. And then the other number is 3 and 454 thousandths. Okay, so we start on the left side and we continue across until you come to the first place value where the numbers are different. 3 and 3, they're the same. 4 and 4, they're the same. 9 and 5 are different. So these are the 2 numbers we're going to compare. All right, so let's go back over to our problem, and we made it to the 9 and the 5. Is 9 greater than, less than, or equal to 5? If you said greater than, you are right. So 3 and 493 thousandths is greater than 3 and 454 thousandths. Now, don't let this one trick you. It is 4/10. Okay. 4/10. And remember, you line up the decimal points. And 400 thousandths. And we are going to start on the left and go until the numbers are not the same, the place value. So 0 and 0 is the same, 4 and 0 is the same, and here we have a little bit of a difference. We have a 0 here and nothing here. Well, nothing is 0. So 0, nothing, and 0 are equal. And if you take a look at those, you will see that these are equivalent decimals. Remember, when you add zeros on to the right side of a decimal, it does not change its value. It just changes how you say it. So, like 4/10 is the same thing as 400 thousandths. This is just a simplified form. All right, let's look at the last one for this one. 5 and 31/100ths. 5 and 31/100ths. And the other number is 2 and 32/100ths. So you start on the left and you go until you find numbers that are different. And right here in the ones, the first set are different. Is 5 greater than, equal to, or less than 2? If you said greater than, you are correct. All right, last one. We have to compare the decimals, compare from least to greatest. So we have to find the one that is the least first. So let's write them and stack the decimals. These are 3 different numbers. Okay, there they are. So 616, 48, and make sure you line those decimals up to make sure the place values are stacked. And then we have, oop. And then the next one, 661, 079, and is that right? And 1, 2. Okay. So we are going least to greatest. So let's start on this side. All of those numbers are the same. Let's go to the next place value. All right, we have 2 that are the same, but 1 that is different. And the one that is different is bigger than the other 2, because these 2 are still the same. So that means this one is going to be the greatest, because the 6 is greater than both of these ones. So we know this one is the greatest. So out of this one and this one of those is the least. And that's the one you will list first. Remember, it's always important to read these directions. Sometimes it'll say greatest to least. This one says least to greatest. So let's keep going to the next place value. This 6 and 6 is the same. 9 and 9 is the same. So that brings us to 4 and 1. Is 4 greater than or less than 1? That one's greater than, so this one means it's the least. This is the one that will go first. So this is the least. This one will go in the middle. And this one's the greatest. So if you wanted to, you can just number them 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's all the homework for tonight. If you have any questions, you can have your parent message me in Dojo or send me an email. I'm always here to help.